and I just wanted to take a minute to welcome everyone in. Thus far, it looks like Four Eyed Hustlers with us. Welcome in. Glad you could make it. This is a brand new series that I decided to start on the channel, and essentially, what the channel is going to be is, or excuse me, what the series is going to be is just me playing some retro video games. Different stuff every week. Just a cool way to hang out and to chill with each other and do something outside of the resale realm. I could still, test games, teach you that kind of stuff during this time. But I was really inspired to do this by watching Derek's channel, NASCAR Man 3345, how he does the Hot Wheels racing every single week. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. If a bunch of people who pretty much all watch reseller content will come together and watch Hot Wheel races, hey, why wouldn't they come together and watch something else that, somebody else does as a hobby? So I figured I'd do a little retro gaming. I just started out with, looks like we'll play a little NES and a little SNES today. I want to say hi to people in the chat. C9 Justin YouTube, what's up, man? Thank you so much for being here. Glenn Swamp Picker, what's up, my man? Lisa C, glad you're in here. It looks like you're pumped up for some gaming. Ryan, what's up, man? From Thrift Mine, I'm glad you're here. And Nate Everyday, hustling. Glad to see you too, man. Nate just got a bunch of NES games, SNES games. He was sending me a bunch of pictures last night. He got them in an auction. So, who knows? Maybe I'll get a game or two off him that we can play in the coming weeks. But yeah, I just thought this is in addition to reseller content. I'm still going to have reseller content 7 days a week on the channel. I just thought this would be a cool, addition. In addition to that, Fishing and Picking wants me to lick the NES cartridge. I don't know if you saw the live I did the other day. Tommy the Bargain Effect. I couldn't get this game to work, and he was like, "Yeah, if you lick it, it'll work." So I ended up licking a NES cartridge, and it didn't work. But now I guess I'm YouTube famous for licking cartridges. What's up, Craig? Landshark Pickers in the house, my man. Yeah, so I guess first we'll start off with a little NES, OG original Nintendo. The game I grabbed was I don't know if you guys have ever played this, Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I grabbed this one to go with the Disney Princess TV that I'm using to test things on. So I don't know how well you can see it, but it has like hearts on it, and when you adjust the volume and everything, there's like different princesses and everything that come on. It's crazy. Originally, I bought it to resell, but I needed more room, so I ended up just using it because it was the smallest TV I had. And typically, these older TVs are better for retro games. Hey, Mary, thanks so much for being here. Glad you're here. But yeah, I'm totally open to suggestions. If any of you, wanted to suggest certain games or whatnot to play. I'm just trying to remember what. Oh, okay, cool. I can pick stuff up. I'm totally open to suggestions if anybody has a certain suggestion of different games you'd want to see played or whatnot. This is just something I like to do in my spare time is play retro video games. So I figured why not share a little bit more of who I am and what my interests are with you guys. I don't think. Okay, good. Ah, dang. I just can't jump on that thing. I'm going to die, guys. I haven't played this game in years, probably since I was 6 or 7, maybe younger. I don't even remember the year this thing came out. This might have come out in the 80s. I was born in 84. Okay, so now I have no thing to throw. Okay, cool. I got this little guy. Some games, you never forget how to play. I can play any of the Mario games, from NES, and I know exactly how to play them, without fault. And I remember all the little secrets and dang, I died. I remember all the little secrets when it comes to the Mario games. But as far as this game, this must be too heavy for him. As far as this game, I don't remember a whole lot. And I can't really remember if there's a difference between hitting something with an apple or a box. Boxes seem to be a little easier to throw. But yeah, I have pretty much every I have every single Nintendo system that's ever been released outside of the Virtual Boy. So I can play pretty much anything Nintendo during these live streams. But I do have like a Retron 3, so I can play Sega games. I have some handheld games that I could probably set up too. I got some newer stuff too. My idea behind this was to keep it basically. Oh dang! You can't even fall back down. My idea behind this was to keep it pretty much retro related, because those are my favorite games to play is the old stuff. I do play the new stuff too. Are there any specific games or systems the chat would like to see? I keep forgetting that there's like stuff behind these boxes. I like completely suck. Hey, what's up, Ansley? Good to see you. Thanks. I'm glad that you like the idea. I can't really take credit for it though. Like I got to give the credit to Derek, because if I wasn't watching what he was doing with his channel, I probably would have never even thought to do this. Again, it's something that might work. It's something that might not. But the only thing I lose is a little bit of time that I spend playing the game. So I don't really count that as a loss. Except for the fact that you get to see me epically fail. Oh, come on now. Yeah, that was not worth going back for. Guys, I completely suck at this game. I have Pitfall too, Craig. I could probably play that one if you want me to. Actually, it would be super easy because I got this. This has like a bunch of different Atari games on it that I could play. I don't think this Rescue Rangers is going to be like too long of a play, guys. So I pretty much suck at it. I'm at least try to get through the first level though. That'd be cool if somehow I can get this like set up to like take multiple people. So like Lisa said, it makes her want to play some games now. Be cool to somehow get this to accommodate more than one person playing at a time, or at least find some kind of a way to include other people in it. Oh, stupid thing. An acorn. That's what's up. I didn't even think of that, Craig. My favorite controller to use. Retro. Honestly, my favorite system of all time is the Super Nintendo. That was like the main system I was playing growing up. The original Nintendo came out, I think in '85. I was born in '84, so I played that for a good number of years. But I really cut my teeth on the Super Nintendo. So I'd say maybe the Super Nintendo controller, just because there's more options than just the two buttons like there are in the NES. I don't mind the NES though, the controller that is. Hey guys, I beat a level. Oh, maybe I didn't. I think that counts as beating a level. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me in the chat if you think that counts. Stupid rat. I need to find some health because I'm like straight up ready to die. I'm pretty sure that's beating a level. Oh, dang. How the heck do I get up there? Oh, there we go. I didn't know I could do that. That makes sense. Ah, dang it. I was doing so good there for a minute. What's up, Tommy, man? I'm glad you're here. Just taking a little bit of time away from reselling. I've been like really grinding like with trying to get my inventory organized this week and pretty much just trying to get some stuff listed. I've been digging through a bunch of sports cards past couple days, and it's just so monotonous. You know what I mean? Especially like the era. Like most of them are like 80s and 90s. There's some 70s, and most of those cards have basically tanked in value, which really sucks. But I should still make some decent money on it. There was a few pretty good rookie cards, not like high value rookie cards, but some decent like player rookie cards that I found included in the thing. There was a oh dang, how do I kill this thing? All right, so I guess I'm dead. I'm guessing it's gonna. Yeah, I hate how it sends you all the way back to like the very beginning on these old school games. It was like so much harder to beat a game back in the day. Now we have like save points and you can pick up right where you die. Like back in the day, you couldn't do any of that. It was like you'd get past like your 3 deaths and you'd go right back. This little freaking prickly thing is killing me. Like legit killing me. Yes, Craig is absolutely correct. This is how not to play a game demo. I'll do much better on the next game though. Next time I die, I'm pretty much going to be like done playing this game. Well, not next time I die, but next time I run out of lives, I'm going to be done playing this one, and I'm going to move on to a game that was like one of my favorite growing up, that I'm like semi good at. So yeah, I think I spent too much time messing with all this stuff. I just need to run up. Epic fail. That's like suicide via stupidity right there. This dang dog. I should have picked Dale. Maybe he would have been better. I was trying not to pick any games that I didn't have down here in the shop because I didn't feel like running upstairs, as like stupid as that sounds. So I have some better NES games upstairs that are in like my personal collection. I was trying to pick stuff that I had down here that was for sale. Although the SNES game I'm going to play is my own game I just had down here that I was testing a SNES on a couple weeks ago with. All right. So that's it for Chip and Dale, guys. I'm terrible at it. But now I'm going to play a game that I like absolutely loved growing up, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This game's cool because it's like a hack and slash. I have my controller plugged in. Why is it not letting me start? Technical difficulties, apparently. With controller port 1. Yeah, I know for a fact this controller works. This is the one that goes to my Super Nintendo. What do I do? Yeah, I know what you mean. Does the start button not work or what? You really about to make me run upstairs to get a controller over a start button? I'm going to have to take this apart. A lot of times if something like that happens, if this is about to become a how-to video, I don't know where my little screwdrivers went. I have like a little set of screwdrivers that's perfect for controllers. Essentially, what you would do is take the controller apart, and where the button would be, you just clean off the contact with some rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip, and it would. Operator error. I don't think. I think I played enough Super Nintendo in my day to. I don't know why the heck my start button isn't working on this. You can see like my up and down's working just fine. Unbelievable. Yeah. All right. In order to play that one, I'm gonna have to get a another. See what other games I might have for NES or Sega down here. You know, let's play some Ninja Gaiden. That's one of the games I got from Donatella. That's like bumming me out though. I'm gonna have to see what the heck's wrong with this controller. I would fix it right now if I wasn't live. Just have to go look for stuff. I don't want to leave. Yeah, it was definitely brutal back then. Yeah, I know what you mean, newfound past. My brain is user error quite a bit too. This should fire right up. I just cleaned it the other day. So let's hope it does. This is one of the games I got from Donatella. Don't make a liar out of me. Ninja Gaiden. Oh, terrific. Now it doesn't want to work again. I will just grab some isopropyl then. Hit it real quick. It should work. So I guess this is technically becoming a how-to. Which is weird. I just cleaned this yesterday and it was working fine. Not yesterday, the day before yesterday. There we go. Isopropyl is like a miracle worker when it comes to old video games. It's amazing that there was still some dirt on there too. All right, grab the right controller now. I don't know if you guys remember this game. This is like the original Ninja Gaiden. Essentially, Lynn, all I'm using to clean that is just a Q-tip and this isopropyl rubbing alcohol. It's like 70% isopropyl. Try to get you a nice view of that. You can get this anywhere for like $1, $2. Super cheap. The other items I use, sometimes like if I'm trying to clean the cartridge to sell, You could use this. It works really good on like anything sticky or whatever. It works on marker and stuff like that as well. I use not dry erase, Mr. Clean magic erasers. I use those a lot. Another product you could use if the isopropyl doesn't work, it's a metal polish called Bright Boy. You can use that to clean the contacts as well. That tends to sometimes work better, but with that you need to be careful how much you use because it could eat away at the metal on the on the actual pins that you're cleaning. Yeah, it definitely takes me back to. I used to love playing this stuff when I was a kid. All right, this guy's gonna die. Beat 'em ups were like one of my favorite type of game too, like this type of stuff. This is like the OG Ninja Gaiden. Why can't I not get up there? Life, why am I so horrible at you right now? Oh well. So I'm a little bit better at games like this. There we go. Oh, dang it. For some reason I was thinking I can get on. I have to be able to get on that. Come on. There we go. This controller's brand new too, so it's like it's a little bit sensitive. This is an aftermarket controller for the NES, so you can use it with any NES system or Retron or anything. And the only difference between this and the original one is it doesn't say Nintendo on it. So this is just a little cheapy aftermarket that I picked up in a lot of stuff a while ago. And I always keep a few things around like this just for testing purposes. Video games are definitely my favorite thing to sell. Yeah, this guy's going to kill me probably. I don't remember how to beat him. It's been like so long since I've played this game. And of course, right back to the start. Yeah, kids these days definitely got it easy as far as video games go. Maybe that's why the older generation's a little more patient because they were used to having to do something a million different times. Oh, come on now. On the plus side, it gets a lot easier knowing exactly how to beat it. So that was pretty simple. Hey, Crystal, thanks so much for jumping in. I gotta figure out how to beat this guy now. If you know in the chat what I need to do, please type it in because I really don't feel like dying again. Oh, you jag. I'm dead. Jump on the wall. Beat the boss, jump on the wall as he nears you. Okay. I knew I should have killed those little things. I completely forgot I could just jump over all that. Try to skip stuff. That's why you do it right the first time. So if not, you get a little rat-looking thing up your rear end. That's a good idea. What would I pick up, though? Oh, maybe that? Cool. Thank you. My question would be, how do I then throw dead stars? So I can see that I have stars up top. What's up, Tony? Glad you're here, man. Aha, I can get on the wall here, too. Cool. Anybody know how to use the stars? What in the world just happened there? Oh, game over. Yes, I do have two cameras running. The retro game cam that you see there, that is just my phone signed into StreamYard. So that way you can see me on the computer and you can see the TV on my phone. Yeah, I have a bunch of Atari games. You know what I should have done, and I'm feeling a little dumb for not doing it, is I have the NES Classic, the SNES Classic, like all those little classic games. I could have just hooked that up to this, and we could have played through all kinds of different games. Although I think it takes HDMI, so it probably wouldn't work on here. So I'd have to rethink that. Let me see what other games I got down here. I got a couple more. Let's just start in a different location. All right. That's a hard no. That's a hard no. When all else fails, go back to the original. There we go. Had I known I was going to do this, I could have brought down the gun. We could have shot some ducks together. It's amazing. Years later, I still remember where everything is. Hey, what's up, Tracy? Thanks for jumping in. This is just a new series I'm trying. Was inspired by Derek, NASCAR Man 3345, with his Hot Wheels stuff. One of my hobbies is playing video games, and in particular, retro games. So, figured, people are interested in watching the Hot Wheels. They might be interested in watching old video games. So I might pick like a couple every week. And if you guys ever have, any games that you want me to try or anything like that, you can always let me know, and I will. If I don't have them, I could try to get them. or if somebody wanted to send some games in to be played or whatnot. One thing I was talking about with Craig earlier is there's a lot of people that get games and have no way to test them. I was thinking about offering a service to anyone in the community who has, any games that they need tested, since I have pretty much every system that would be required to test most games. I'd be willing to help out with that. So if you're ever interested in having your games tested, I'm the man for you. That was stupid. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I'd love to have the sound playing, but I'm pretty sure I'd get a copyright strike. So I figured just to be safe, I wouldn't play the sound. Get them coins. Yeah, Mario is definitely one of my favorite games of all time, though. Love me some Mario and all the first-party Nintendo stuff. I'm super nostalgic for. This is what I've played my whole childhood. This kind of stuff. Yeah, I probably should have left that one piece there. Oh well. Live and you learn. There is a secret on this level here where you can skip to a later part of the game. I'll show you guys that here as soon as we get back out here. Dang, I accidentally went through. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Tony. Because I know my nephews, they're super huge YouTube consumers, and that's all they watch is people play video games. See, this is the secret right here. Rather than going to the end, you can go to the second level, or second world, third world, or the fourth world. So, see, rather than playing all those levels, we just skipped all the way to the fourth world. I'm sure most people know that, but when I was a kid, I used to pride myself on knowing that. Got greedy for that coin. Need me a mushroom. Dang, I should have let it come in under there so I could have got those coins. I didn't even think of that. Thanks for popping in, Tracy. I appreciate it. I didn't save myself enough room to do the running jump. Dang it. Yeah, I know that fishing and picking, you can go to the 8th world. I believe that's on this level right here, if I'm not mistaken, where you can warp to the 8th, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. There's my flower. Couldn't find nothing on that last level. Now I'm getting all the flowers. Come on. Oh, stupid. I hate when I do that. What's up, Cliff? Glad you're here, man. Yeah, I know. I missed some mushrooms and stuff. I hate when they're throwing those, what the heck they're called, little not porcupines, but you know what I mean, those things with the spikes. It's hard for me to get around those, so I, instead of like messing around with all the stuff, I just kind of ran through stuff. There we go. Got my fireballs back. Yeah, die. Sweet, I got them both. I love being able to just run at the top of a world like this. I probably should have kept going, huh? Would I have had to keep going to get to 8? Or is this only getting to 5? Do you guys remember? Hey, take it easy, Nate, man. Hope you have some good luck sourcing. Get some games I can play on here. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Crystal. Oh, no. Oh, that was so stupid. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I know what you mean. Ah. Dang it. You know what? Just not. Oh, I can't even knock it off. Oh, well. I'll just get the. I'm too impatient to keep messing with that. Yeah, I probably did too, Cliff. That's good. Oh, you dumb little thing. That's what sucks. It should have been. I just got a flower, but it only gave me a mushroom. In the like Mario 3 and on, I'm pretty sure if it's a flower, it's a flower, and you just get the flower power. Oh, dang it. Yeah, I used to always like playing these swimming levels. There we go. He did that. There we go. 5,000. What was your favorite video game system, guys? Like of all time? Like I said, mine's always been Super Nintendo. Oh, dang it. The worst game or the worst levels on Mario for me are always the ones up in the sky. I am like terrible on anything I can fall off of. That sucks. All the way back to the beginning. Wish I had my duck hunt gun down here. Or at least my little... let me see if I have anything small enough to try to fix this controller. I can show you guys how I do it. That might be like a good little instructional thing. Give me a sec. I'm going to run over to my toolbox. All right. Hopefully I have a small enough screwdriver in here. I have a set of mini screwdrivers, but I don't know for the life of me where they are. I may have a small enough bit, though, to fit in there. I can always tell when my wife uses the toolbox because nothing's where it should be. Oh, that's cool, Crystal. I can give you a couple little dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. You see a little mermaid there? It's because it's, where the heck's the sound at? Yeah, Xbox 360 was a good system. These little screw bits are so tough to get out sometimes. I think which one will be better for... Yeah, I'll give this one a shot. These are a little bit bigger than I would typically use on a controller, but, you know, I don't really have an option right now. So I can't find my smaller screwdriver set. So essentially all I'm doing is I'm pulling out the screws on this. They're filthy. And no, my luck, I need to make sure I don't lose any of these screws because I probably will end up losing at least one. But yeah, this is an original controller. It came out 1991, it says. So this thing probably has never been cleaned. I probably just picked this up at a yard sale somewhere. Yeah, it's crazy though to see, like, I've seen on YouTube some people get through those speed runs of Mario in, like, you know, under 20 minutes to like beat the entire game. It's insane. Little Mermaid was your childhood crush, huh? That's cool. Speaking of Little Mermaid, me and Ash go to Disney every single year, And this one year, I still make fun of Ash for it to this day. She's over there talking with the Ariel character, and they're not allowed to break character for like anything, or they'll get fired. And Ash is literally having a conversation with her like she's part of like the Little Mermaid, like asking her about her dingle hopper and all that stuff. So I still like bust her chops every time like we talk about the Little Mermaid. I say, Ash, how's your dingle hopper doing? Which dingle hopper, I think I might be saying that wrong for all I know, but dingle hopper I guess was a fork that they thought was like a hairbrush or something like that. I haven't seen Little Mermaid in so long, but every once in a while, me and Ash will watch those movies together because she's like obsessed with Disney. These screws are really a pain in the butt to get out. That middle one just doesn't want to come. There we go. Middle one's like rusted in there. Apparently, this was missing a screw. Oh wait, no, it wasn't. I was holding it the wrong way. There we go. Okay. That's okay. So that screw's even still in there now. So this is what the back of a Super Nintendo controller looks like. This button just fell out. Okay. So apparently all the buttons are falling out now. Okay. Where the heck did the other trigger go? There we go. Okay. So there's the front of the controller. This is like the little board. So I'm just going to set that down for now. Those are going to all need cleaned. You get a few. It's crazy to think that you're literally only playing a game with this. That's all it is. It's just this little board. This is something I'd probably be willing to offer to people in the community. Like when you're having issues with, anything like this that's simple to fix, I'd be willing to help with that as well. Okay, so I'm guessing what it was is this contact right here where the start was. So I am going to just isopropyl the crap out of it. It's like all dirty and sticky. So look at that right there over the start button. Just like disgustingness on there. I'm going to hit the actual buttons too that you play on. It's important to also make sure you're taking care of cleaning the parts you're going to put back onto it as well. Because if you're just putting like some jankiness back down, you're going to have the same issues. So all of those are clean. I'm going to hit the triggers up here too. Triggers need cleaned. It's crazy. That's all the triggers. It's just this little piece of board with this black piece there. That black piece is the trigger. So like each button, all it is just a little piece of black on there. And I lost one of the triggers somewhere in here. Okay, here it is. It fell out over here. Oh, and I lost the thing that holds it in. Terrific. Get that back up on the computer so I don't lose it. That goes on the floor. I am screwed. But yeah, look at all that. That's just from the board. It's looking much better though. I'm gonna try to just get a whole basic like little dusting of it though with this isopropyl, just so when I put it back on, none of the other dusty flakes or whatever fall back over what I just cleaned. So the board looks really good now. Try to set that down. Then look at how gross these buttons are. I don't know if you can actually see it, but they are grody. Let me show you over here too, because the iPhone camera is like a little bit better. I don't know if you can really tell though, but I'm going to clean those. First, I'm going to start by cleaning the actual contact part that touches down on the board. It's important that it's completely clean. So I'm just going to hit that with some isopropyl. But yeah, it's weird. This is like the kind of stuff I enjoy doing, like messing with old games. And, I like being able to get old stuff like this controller or like the games the other day that aren't working. I like getting them to work. I take that as like a challenge to see if I can bring something back from the dead. I can't tell you how many things people were just throwing away that they gave up on that I was able to bring back. And that start button was disgusting. Can you see that Q-tip? Like all of the funk that's on it. Like it was straight up nasty. So I'm guaranteeing you that's why this probably didn't work. So after I'm done here, I'll at least try to fire up the Power Ranger game. Not even so much to play it, but just to make sure that I fix the controller here. And that's the thing. 9 times out of 10, you can fix this retro gaming stuff just by cleaning it. And people chalk it up to, oh, well, it's old, it's broken, blah blah blah. It's a lot simpler technology than what we have now. This newer stuff breaks. You know what I mean? Like if your Xbox 360, for example, would get like the red ring of death. I'm sorry, I don't know how to fix that, but something that's kind of primitive technology, like a NES or SNES, it's much easier to figure out. Okay, so I'm gonna just set that there. I'm gonna make sure I clean out all of the stuff. So when this goes back in, it's going to literally be like it should, in theory, work like a new controller. Once it goes back in, it should definitely work a lot better. Most of this controller already worked, outside of the start button already. Like I said, I'm going to make sure it's completely clean. That way, if it doesn't work, then I know, maybe it's actually defective. But majority of the time with this stuff, it just needs cleaned. If you're willing to put like a couple minutes of work into it, it'll work good as new. Even the inside here of where the start thing is like completely nasty. Like there's stuff in it. Look at, it's gross. There's like flakes of stuff coming out of it. Like I don't even know what all that is. But I don't know. So I definitely don't want to put fresh stuff back into something nasty. Okay. Straight up trifling. Yeah, I know what you mean, fishing and picking. I had an original white Xbox 360 that got the red ring on me, and it sucked. I have the Xbox One currently, and I've never had an issue with that. I might have to open it up though, because my HDMI input on it is very loose. So that's the one thing I'm going to keep an eye out on. But other than that, it works really well. Okay, so now I'm cleaning the. Let me see if I can show you. You see the little black dots inside of these buttons here, those are the contacts that actually touch the board. When you have it open, it's always a good idea to go ahead and clean those off too, because the cleaner those are, the better it functions. The one over here that works the, like A, B, X, Y buttons is pretty filthy. So that's going to need a bath. So I'm working my way around those right now. Now, it's optional if you want to take this like little rubber piece off and actually clean the buttons underneath of this. Typically, if they're working good, which these are, you don't really need to. So I probably won't at this rate. Just getting the parts that are dirty that would actually touch and control functionality. But yeah, just being that this is such an old controller, 1991 to now, it's a long time for something like this to not ever be washed. All right. So those weren't horribly dirty, but they were dirty and they needed cleaned. So those are definitely cleaned up now. So now I got to put them back together. So just take the actual buttons, stuff them back in. The nice thing is you can see where everything goes because there's actually pieces for it. And the inside of this controller actually has, it'll even tell you like if they're different colored buttons, where they go. So that's pretty cool, in my opinion. Okay, so where's that little, here we go. There's a little piece that's missing here. I don't know if you can see right here, there's like a little metal rod that goes from the buttons up to where the trigger goes. That fell out when I opened up this one over on this side. So I'm just going to take this and kind of just set it right where that would go. Of course, it's going to be a pain in the butt. All right. That should be fine. Then there's these little button tabs here, which are going to slide right here. Let me see if I can give you a better view of what that's going to look like. So these things right here, this is where the triggers are going to go, but it's going to need like a little buffer to hit the thing. These are just going to like kind of protect it, and that's what's going to hit it. So you slide those back in. Then you want to actually take the board and start placing that back in as well. And of course, I lost that little metal bar again. Where the heck did that go? All right, so I'm going to have to actually pick this up to get them. Okay. So this is the D-pad right here. And now that I have that out, I might as well just go ahead and clean that. That's what controls the D-pad. Where did I put my isopropyl thing? Here we go. That's just like the underneath of the D-pad. It's reasonably dirty. It's been almost 30 years, probably, since that thing's been opened. So as you can see, there's a good bit of dirt on it. The important thing is making sure it goes back the way it was. That's what I'm trying to decipher which way I had this initially. There we go. And that's something I probably should have looked at before I pulled it off. It's like a random hair in here, which is disgusting. Don't know who the heck that belonged to, but it's getting out of my controller, that's for sure. Okay. And typically, even though I didn't know which way that was going to go, it was easy enough to decipher just based upon the shape of the actual piece. This little friggin' thing here just does not want to stay in place. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Okay. So if you hear a rattle in your controller, most of the time what it is it's this little metal piece right here that doesn't stay in place. So this is probably going to be a rattly controller because of that. So I'm going to stick this back in. This is the actual controller. Okay, and then typically what they'll do, there's these little pieces here, the little plastic pieces. They have this cord wrap around it before it comes out. Let me show you that. Do you see how it's wrapped around there? So just make sure you wrap it back around before you do that. And the nice thing is the board fits perfectly because there's those plastic pieces, so it fits nice and snug in there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the triggers back on. So this should be the left hand side once I get in there. And the right. Where the heck's the right hand trigger at? There it is. There we go. Sets up real nicely in there. Left and right. I'm going to put the back on and screw it in. Tricky part with this is making sure you don't screw the buttons up again, which as you can see I just knocked out the right button. Has to be able to fit good in there with the button. That's an issue. There's a crack in the right button. That's why it's acting funky like that. I'll still be able to get it to work, but it's not fully. I didn't realize how janky this controller was before I cracked it open. It'll still work. It's just not going to be as perfect as it should be. Okay, so now I'm going to start screwing it back down. That middle screw just is basically there. Doesn't tighten much. So essentially all I'm doing is just putting those little screws back in, screwing them in. What's up, Brad? How you doing, my man? So what I'm doing is this Super Nintendo controller wasn't working the way it should. Wasn't letting me start a game. The start button wasn't working at all. So what I did was I took it apart and I showed everybody how to clean it, which is typically an easy fix for Super Nintendo NES controllers. So essentially what this is, for those of you that have come in later, it's a new series I'm starting. Was inspired by watching NASCAR Man, the way he does his Friday nights at the track. I'm really into retro video gaming and playing games, fixing up old games that aren't working, that kind of stuff. So we started the game by me epically failing at playing a couple different NES games. We tried playing Power Rangers for the SNES, which is a game I really like. It's one of my favorites as a kid, and the controller wasn't working, and I didn't want to run upstairs in the middle of a live show to get another controller. So eventually I said, you know what? Well, might as well at least try to teach you guys something, rather than, teaching you the revelation that I suck at some games. Or at least teach you how to fix a controller. So we'll see if that actually worked. First thing I do now that I got it together, I'm going to test to make sure the buttons are working. Like I said, the right trigger was broken, but as you can see, it still works. There's a piece missing on this side, but the important thing is right here is where the actual contact is on that. So I'm going to test all of the directional buttons, make sure those all work, and they seem to all work good. Gonna give it a little slap because that one little piece right here had the X button stuck, but I got it out. That's where the metal piece that was loose was going. It goes right in between where this X is to the top of this right trigger. Being that the right trigger's a little bit busted and that wasn't staying in there the way it should, that's why you have that issue there. Shouldn't affect the start button. So I'm going to go ahead and power this off, and I'm going to switch it over to the SNES setting, and I'm going to see if the start button now works. Put sound on for a minute on this. Controller must just be defective because the start still doesn't work after all that. So I'm going to chalk this up to being a defective controller. Typically, it works 90% of the time once you do what I just did, and this one's not. So what I'll have to do before we can play some SNES games is I'm going to have to get another controller down here. I have a couple upstairs that go with my personal Super Nintendo collection. This was just a tester one I had downstairs that I technically, I guess, hadn't even tested yet. But now I can, in good faith, say that this is a defective controller. Even though parts of it work, the start is still messed up and the right trigger button is busted on the inside. So that is a defective controller that I'm going to probably take to the flea market and sell for parts. Or I could sell it on eBay. You can sell it on eBay for parts too. Because a lot of times somebody has another defective controller and they can take parts out of it to fix their controller. And honestly, I might even just keep it for that reason too. For whenever I get another controller, I can just fix certain aspects of it too. So I haven't really decided which route I'll go, but for now, I'll at least take it out of the system and put it up on the shelf. But yeah, so at least now you guys know how to fix controllers should you run into that issue. Really, all it takes is a controller, some rubbing alcohol, and a Q-tip. So you can also, there's also some soldering that sometimes gets involved when it comes to controllers and games and stuff like that. As of right now, I don't know the soldering. I was talking with, Craig, and he basically said it's not too hard to solder. So I might try to learn that, because if I can solder, I can refurbish systems and stuff like that too. Because I know how to replace pins and like all that stuff. So any of the old stuff you guys ever have an issue with, if you ask me, you can shoot me an email or whatever. I'd be happy to either walk you through it, or you could send it and I'll fix it for you or something like that. But I guess for now I'm going to check off for this episode, guys. Next time I'll have different games, and I will probably see if I have anything else that needs worked on. I'll show you that too. But ideally, this was supposed to just be a me playing video games and chatting with you type of live stream. But I appreciate you all for being here, guys. And until next time, take it easy.